Hey, Chris, Honto, and Matt. This is Josh from Cincinnati, and I'm requesting you guys watch Mortal Kombat, the video game adaptation from 1995. I believe it's one of the best video game adaptations with the set design, fight scenes, and of course the soundtrack. And of course, Christopher Lambert hamming it up playing as Raiden. But it's also been a while since I've watched this film, and I hope it still holds up. So I'm hoping you guys pick and watch this movie, and of course give it a 10 out of 10. Thank you, Cinema Cult Network. Take care and keep being healthy and safe during these times.
Welcome back to Cinema Cult. I'm Chris.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Honto.
And welcome to the very first episode of 2021. It is actually almost 6 years to the day that we're recording an episode, which is kind of bizarre. Was it on the second or the third? It was on the second, right? That we recorded?
I think it was the second or something.
Was it the second?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now it's over 6 years at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. I mean, we've been doing this for that long. So, but if you heard our message just now before the start of the episode, we got a request from Josh who wanted us to talk about Mortal Kombat. So we decided to do a video game month. Spoiler alert. So this is a movie I feel like we all have wanted to talk about. We have all seen...
This is one I feel like we've thought about in the past to do, and we just haven't gotten around to doing it. And
we brought it up a bunch of times.
And then we got a recommendation for it, and we're like, oh, wait, of course we have to do it. Yeah.
So
because we all, I don't want to say grew up with this movie. I've only seen this movie maybe 2 or 3 times. Maybe two times.
I saw a sneak preview of this movie when it came out in 1995.
Oh man,
I saw this at the
Glory Days. Honto.
Sneak preview ticket.
I saw it for $1 at a mall.
Cool.
And I was like, oh, I want to buy that.
Was it Forest Fair Mall?
What,
dude?
Well, I traveled to Ohio.
Well, I'll say too that.
Oh, we're still recording outside, by the way.
Yeah, we're still outside.
Shut up.
I will say, while watching this, all I could imagine was whoever it was, this kid's birthday party that took place after this movie at a Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
and they were all fighting each other, playing singing Mortal Kombat, and I was like. It was just so 90s. I was like, yeah, this was some kid's birthday party right here.
This is many kids' birthday
And then the next
Perfect.
year, that kid's birthday party was Space Jam. And
it
was like...
And then the year after that was Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah,
no, that was when it was like,
dude, you're becoming a little bit of a loser, and we don't want to hang
Mortal
out
Kombat
with you.
is for kids.
Honto, did you see Annihilation in theaters?
I did.
Why?
I don't know. We'll talk about it in the next podcast.
I've never seen this movie or Annihilation.
Oh, we're not covering Annihilation.
It's horrendous.
Yeah, I've seen clips of it.
Horrendous.
I don't know. That says a lot about this one, though. If the second one, if this is the better of the two movies,
it is the better of the two movies. Once we hit credits, I was like, I cannot believe this is the better of the two.
That's
movies.
bizarre. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and start talking about it. Let's play my favorite part. First one of the year. What was the budget for Mortal Kombat? Honto?
40 million?
Matt?
21 million.
20 million.
Wow, somebody looked it up on Wikipedia.
I didn't. I was like, this looks like a 21 million movie.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Yeah. And how much did this make in the U.S.? Honto?
105 million.
Okay. Matt?
That's I'm going to go ahead and say 110.
Come on, dude.
70 million.
Wow.
Ooh,
and how much did it make worldwide?
Maybe that's the 105 million I was thinking about.
Is that what you're saying? Okay. Matt, what do you got worldwide?
100. No, I'm going to say 100. No. I'll say 120.
122. Matt.
Wikipedia.
I didn't.
Wikipedia Matt over here.
I guess.
Honto always yells out Wikipedia when he's not happy about something. Oh,
Wikipedia. I stubbed my toe. Oh, Wikipedia.
My bank
what are you on right now? Oh, Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
My bank account's in the negative. Wikipedia.
I got a new job. We're at Wikipedia. All right, and what does this have on Rotten Tomatoes? Honto.
I mean,
I do know this.
Okay, so I won't let you guess then. Honto.
This has to be in the. I'm just gonna say 20%.
Okay, you would think that, but it has a 48%.
Isn't that ridiculous?
What?
Yeah, because we're gonna talk about our next movie, and I'm not gonna say what our next movie is, but our next movie has a really low score.
That has to be lower than this.
Yeah, that's extremely lower than this, and I was like, really?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right, we'll talk about it. That's why I wanted to.
Oh, Wikipedia.
The next movie we do is the reason why I wanted to talk. I picked it because I wanted to talk about it for that reason. All right.
So I do want to ask because I'm assuming in this order, Haunted probably has the most experience with this game. I played it a good amount, and I don't think Matt really played it at all. Is that correct?
I literally played it on the Genesis.
Yeah,
and that was it.
I had Mortal Kombat 2 for the Genesis.
I had 1, 2, and 3, and then I haven't played anything.
Okay.
I played like the new one recently, and it's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah,
but it's crazy how gruesome the kills are compared
because
to
it's like their bread and butter. It's what they're known for.
It's gross.
Yeah. Which is kind of crazy how like tame this movie is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was surprised that this is like a PG-13. When definitely the game came out for Sega, the first one.
Yeah, one of the things I read was that like you never see any like human characters die
in this game,
in this movie.
In the movie,
not in like brutal ways, but
but they get like punched.
Like you see like Goro, but like if it was something like it's a ratings thing.
Yeah, where
they were like, if a monster dies, you can show that, like, it dying. But anytime somebody dies in this game, they fall on the ground and he takes their soul.
Right.
Or in the game. Sorry, in the movie, anytime they fall on the ground, like, he's like, all right, you won. They take their soul. In fact, I think
victory.
Kano's the only one that really...
Oh, he gets his neck broken for sure.
Yeah, but is that the only one like...
And same with, doesn't the Liu Kang's brother get...
In the beginning?
Not really.
Oh, really?
He kind of like, he just brings his
pulls
head up.
He's like, Liu!
And then he wakes up. Yeah. And he wakes up.
Have you seen it?
That's it. So yeah, like the only guy you see actually die in this movie by another person is Kano. I'm pretty sure, right? Like,
and then Shang Tsung, Shang Tsung falls on a blade. He falls. But
he's kind of like a.
They frame it like above the waist, so you don't see what happens.
But I hate to say this, but he's kind of like a monster. Like, because he's kind of like a sorcerer in this movie. Like, so he's not like...
Oh, because he's not from Earth?
Yeah.
What do you got against people from Earth?
Do you think Shang Tsung's script only had 2 lines on it? And it said, welcome to Mortal Kombat. And it also said, flawless victory. Like, oh man, I'm sounding like...
Raiden.
I'm trying not to.
Dude,
I don't know how to do it.
You did a terrible job. We talked about we're not going to do any Raiden impressions before we did this show.
But isn't that Shang Tsung that's
and
always...
it came out for a different character.
I know.
He said... It has begun. Welcome to Mortal Kombat.
And flawless victory.
Flawless victory,
like
and then he also
times.
Says, you're next.
Dude, which I'll say, that flawless victory thing makes no sense.
Oh, no. I have it in my
flawless
notes.
Victory is supposed to be...
This is...
You beat somebody without getting hit at all.
Yeah, that happens, yeah.
No, he says it like 4 times in the movie.
He says it 4 times, yeah.
2 of those times, it's just a normal fight.
Basically, when Sub-Zero does it, it is a flawless victory, because they don't even touch each other.
Yeah. That's understandable, but like when our favorite character, Art... when he gets killed by Goro, he's definitely landing a few punches and getting a kick in.
Yeah.
And then he gets his like face broken by Goro, and then Shang Tsung's like, flawless victory.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a better impression.
I don't understand.
That was a better impression. Thank you. You'll do Shang Tsung impressions from here on out.
Thanks.
Speaking of Shang Tsung, let's talk about the cast and crew, please.
This movie was directed by Paul Anderson, a.k.a. Paul W.S. Anderson, a.k.a. not Paul Thomas Anderson, or P.T. Anderson, or PTA.
So confused.
This is
his first movie, right?
That's what it says on IMDb.
Yeah. It's like the artist formerly known as Prince.
Yeah.
The director.
Not this one or this one.
I think this is his first movie, isn't it?
No, he had another movie.
Heart 8. Was that his first one, Heart 8?
No, you're thinking of the other Paul Anderson.
Oh, Bottle Rocket.
Yeah. No, that's Wes Anderson.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I think he had some movie called Shopping Mall, but it's surprising that after the success of this, he got definitely his best movie in his filmography, Event Horizon.
Yeah, I will say it will be covered one day on the podcast.
I think it's a solid movie.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I think that'd be one of those ones that we do cover sometime. I'll just say that without even talking to you guys beforehand.
But somehow this guy has just made a career in making shitty video game movies because he's done most of the Resident Evil movies.
Yep.
The Resident Evil franchise. And then he just released Monster Hunter.
Yep.
Which is based off a video game.
But he's kind of like that's kind of his
he's like the other Uwe Boll.
Yeah.
Like the better...
I think it is the better version.
Yeah.
Because Uwe Boll makes terrible movies.
But that's kind of like his portfolio is that he does video game movies. Like, and he's like the one that's like he does successful video game movies.
I would say it's definitely like the content is definitely not accurate to video games, but people will go out in flocks to go see his movies.
Uh-huh.
Well, if I remember correctly, I'm not saying we're doing it this month, but I think Resident Evil might be the better of his video game adaptions. I remember liking Resident Evil, but I haven't seen it in like 10, 15 years.
It's nowhere even accurate to
the game.
To the game whatsoever.
Well, I'm just saying, game aside.
No.
Did you know they're coming out with a movie this year or next? Yeah,
they're doing
it's slated this year.
They're doing like an origin movie, and then they're doing some. I don't know what. I mean, I don't want to knock it before it comes out, but it's like the Wesker kids, and Wesker from the game is like the main bad guy.
Yeah,
but in this show, we're like following his kids.
Really?
It's like I feel like it's like Stranger Things. Let's do Stranger Things, but in Resident Evil universe.
Fill in any Star Wars TV show they're trying to make right now, where it's like this guy got a TV show.
Yeah,
like
Who?
And that's what everyone's trying to do now. Like Disney's doing it.
Yeah.
I wish everybody wouldn't try to follow Disney as much.
Yeah, you're probably going to stumble along the way.
Yeah, and try to be like, well, we'll get back at them. We got our Resident Evil series coming.
Right, yeah.
And you're like,
buckle up, guys.
Competition just entered the room.
It stars Christopher Lambert, who we know from the Highlander franchise.
Is it Lambert? Sorry to call you out on the second name.
Lambert?
Is it Lambert or Lambert? I always call him Lambert.
Lambert, I always say,
French.
because he's like a French
You're trying to sound cool.
Lambert.
Hey, can I talk about him real quick and go off on a quick tangent? Did you know that like the 4th or 5th Highlander movie brought in the guy from the show as well?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that blew my mind.
When they do,
it's not the Quickening, right?
It is the Quickening. Oh, no. It's
Endgame?
Highlander Endgame.
Endgame.
Because it has, I think, the bad guy from Passenger 57.
Your favorite, your pick for
I love
martial arts.
That's my favorite martial arts movie of all
Another
time.
movie we need to cover on the podcast.
Highlander?
Oh, yeah.
That movie
Rules.
it's kind of badass.
The soundtrack is bad.
Dude, that movie rules.
The last fight in that movie fucking rules.
Last time I watched, I sat down and ate 6 hot dogs.
So anyway, we got Robin Shou as Liu Kang.
All right. Who has a gorgeous head of hair. Dude, I wish I had his hair.
I looked up his bio.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's 6 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
In this?
No, not in this movie. But like currently. I was surprised. I thought he was a little bit younger because I thought he was like 20 in this movie.
Yeah.
I would have thought so. Yeah.
I was going to say, like, the only thing I've seen him in is...
Beverly Hills Ninja?
Yes.
Oh, I've heard that's him.
Beverly Hills Ninja is the other movie. But his hair is glorious.
Sally
in
His
this.
hair. Yeah.
Miss Sally Jesse. Yeah, but his hair is solid.
Yeah.
His hair is fantastic.
That might be my favorite part of this movie is his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
or
wife-
that,
How it bounces around when
his
he's doing
hair,
kung fu.
and then the actor who plays Kano are probably my two favorite things about this movie.
Oh, yeah. Kano
Dude,
is
I
legit.
feel like he's having fun with this movie.
Yeah, he's embracing it.
I like him.
He's
Yeah.
embracing for sure.
Which I found out he passed like a couple years after this movie.
2003, yeah, the actor Trevor Goddard.
Okay.
I was reading something, though, that the guy who did the voice for Kano is well past.
What do you mean?
Like-
for the video game?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Like, it's like a kind of a... I don't want to say
it's like
cursed,
it's
cursed
Poltergeist.
gig,
It's
but-
like Poltergeist.
Yeah, but like that's two people playing the same character that died.
That's crazy.
It is odd. Yeah. So who else we got? I know we got... who plays Johnny Cage?
Linden Ashby plays Johnny Cage. He was in several seasons of Melrose Place.
He was. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's kind of like you've always seen. I thought he was from Silk Stockings,
Oh, yeah. I
but
remember that.
he's not.
No.
It's just from Melrose Place.
Oh, okay.
Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa plays Shang Tsung. Previous episode, License to Kill. And
Yeah.
then he was also in... I haven't seen the third and final
Wait,
season.
he was in License to Kill?
Yeah.
So was the girl that's
I know.
in
I
this.
know.
What a-
Crazy.
wow, that's insane. I do not remember him.
I
in
was just about to
License.
bring that up.
Yeah.
Like,
But he was in... I only watched 2 seasons, only because I heard the third season and final season's not good.
Of
but
Silk Stockings?
Of Silk Stockings,
Yeah.
man,
welcome to our Silk Stockings podcast.
that show comes up several times for some reason. I've been going through some old episodes.
Really?
We mentioned it a lot.
Really? That's
too.
weird. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But he was in Man in the High Castle. He's awesome on that show.
Did you like that show?
I like the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
The third, I heard it was like not good,
Really?
and so I haven't like gone and watched it yet.
Yeah, I haven't started watching it.
But he's awesome in
Is
that
he?
show. Yeah, for sure. We have Bridgette Wilson Sampras, who
Which
plays
who plays Sonya. I didn't
Sonya.
mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
But I had an insane flashback because there was a part towards the end where Shang Tsung grabs her and he takes her to that portal and she's
that
screaming.
porter potty.
come to Outworld, this porter potty.
She's screaming, and I was like, I know that scream. And then I flashed back to when she's screaming
episode
in Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
Do you remember when she's like, it's like she's like doing that whole fight scene.
She's like pretending she's getting beaten up, but she's actually doing the ass kicking in that scene.
That's weird. That's almost 6 years ago to the day we're still talking about Last Action
Welcome
Hero.
back to the podcast, Bridgette Wilson-Sampras.
Billy Madison.
Yeah, Billy Madison.
Those are the only couple things I know her
She was
from.
in House on Haunted Hill, right?
Oh, yeah. I know what you did last summer.
Yeah, she plays Sarah Michelle Gellar's sister, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This is
she
our
Previous
third
episode.
movie. Our third movie with her.
She does the best. I think she does the best job in this movie.
She also does
Like,
a good job.
Honestly, like if there's one positive thing I'm going to say about this movie is that I feel like the actors that come in to do the roles do take it serious and do a good job.
I feel
with
like
it.
the acting is fine.
Yeah.
Like they're all in, they're embracing that it's a Mortal Kombat movie.
But she kind of comes in and kicks ass without having any action movies on her.
I would say this is like
resume.
her second role, or maybe her first role, or something.
I could see that because it's pretty.
It's
early.
right after Billy Madison.
Oh, it is. Is
Like,
Billy Madison
it's
94?
like directly after.
Yeah,
Billy
I
Madison.
think Billy Madison
Cool.
94, 95.
Like literally, I think what I was reading was it was like weeks after she got done with Billy Madison. She did Mortal Kombat.
Oh wow, yeah. She walked off the set to the Mortal Kombat set right after the film,
and then kicked ass on it, and like that's why. I feel like she does a good job with like her fighting style. It looks natural.
But I guess Last Action Hero is 93, I think, so it's even before. So even that's like earlier in her career.
I think when she.
She does fight in Last Action Hero a good chunk, doesn't she?
They wrapped Billy Madison. The last scene they filmed for Billy Madison was the "Do you have any more gum?" And she's like, that's a wrap. And then she walked to the next set and was like, "Mortal." It's a very intense couple years for her.
Oh man.
Who else we got?
We got Talisa Soto, who plays Katana, Princess Katana.
Wow, she's stunning looking.
She's a very pretty lady.
She's very nice looking.
She is, yes.
Very nice looking.
Is she in anything else other than License to Kill?
I was looking through filmography. I think she basically stopped acting in 2003.
Okay.
But the only thing I knew her from was License to Kill.
I saw her letterbox. Well, I was on letterbox looking through this afterwards.
You saw her
her letterbox,
her account or something.
Yeah, her account, and I was like, oh, you watch the same stuff I do. No, I was like looking her up, and I forgot that she did the adaptation of Vampirella. And
she directed it, or
no, she's in it as Vampirella. And I was like, we have to watch this movie together, and it doesn't have to be for the podcast.
Okay.
But I watched a trailer for it, and I was like dying, man.
Really?
Because it's like Roger Daltrey's like the vampire in it, and he's like the bad villain, like the bad vampire in it.
Is this a newer movie or
no? This is like a 90s.
Okay.
It might be late 80s, early 90s.
Probably after he did If Looks Could Kill.
Yes.
It sounds like I want to watch this movie.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those ones I was like, I would love to watch this with the dudes.
You know what's what I've always wanted to do for the podcast?
the boys.
Is Vamp. I feel like Vamp would be a good one
I
to
do
talk
not
about.
like that movie.
I've only
Really?
watched it once. I remember liking it.
It's
You
weird.
You recommended it to me, Chris.
I think Matt
weird
recommended
movie.
it to me, and
No,
it was
Chris-
like The Ring. I was like 7 days, and I gave it to you.
And then it ends with me because I was just like, I can't recommend this
I'm
to
not telling anybody about that.
I think
Tell anybody.
I think it's a decent movie. What do you not like about it?
I thought it was supposed to be like a From Dusk Till Dawn type movie, and it definitely is not.
It kind of
It
is.
kind of is, yeah.
Maybe.
I mean,
who's
if
the
you were to
guy
sit
in
there
it?
and say From Dusk to Dawn's plot is about a bunch of people just trapped in a strip club with vampires, that you'd be saying the plot of Vamp.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But not good.
Is it what's his name from Weird Science and Freddy
Yeah,
2?
he's in that.
And Freddy's Dead, right? Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a decent movie. I wouldn't mind covering it on
And
the
it has
podcast.
what's her name from Conan and View to a Kill. She plays the titular vamp.
Oh, yeah.
I know, I'm blanking.
I'm blanking
yeah.
too.
I think the cold is getting to my head. I'm
Oh, is it?
I feel like my sentences are stuttered. Like,
Okay. Well then, we can move on.
Oh my god, it's gonna pop up halfway through the show.
And I want
so.
you to
Just
scream
yell
out.
it. Just yell it. Wikipedia. Trevor Goddard is Kano. He was apparently in Pirates of the Caribbean and a movie called Deep Rising, which is the same director as The Mummy.
Rob
Summers.
Cohen? Oh, no.
Summers.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have an actor named Kenneth Edwards playing the very iconic Mortal Kombat character.
Grace Jones.
There you go. Wikipedia. Grace Jones.
That was weird playing Grace Jones.
He does not play Grace Jones, but he plays a character named Art Lean.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
His buddy.
Yeah. Let's not get Jackson here. Let's get this guy named Art Lean.
Jax is in here.
He is, but let's like not take him to Mortal Kombat Island.
I know. Like this chick.
Wait, how's
like,
Jax in here?
She's
Yeah,
his
he's
partner.
like,
at the
he's
beginning
like,
of
hey
the works.
Sonya, don't leave, please.
And she's
Sonya,
like, Jax.
Sonya.
It's me, Jax.
You didn't see that part where Jax was trying to do fuse beads with his metal arms, and he's like,
Fuse beads,
you know,
what?
you ever see fuse beads?
No.
They're like little beads that you put together in a pattern, and you melt it.
Okay.
You can melt like images out of it.
Okay.
Look up fuse beads.
like
they're
patterns,
really,
the patterns,
they're really,
yeah.
really small, and you have to be like really delicate while you do
Yeah,
it.
I've seen like the people they dip like the rim of a car, like a car wheel, in there, and they like swirl it around. Is that what you're talking about?
No, what the?
Oh, you're. Oh,
What are you
I thought
talking
it was
about?
like the liquid,
It's
the pattern.
It's a child's art activity.
Okay, we're getting two things mixed up here.
I think the picture for this episode should be fuse beads.
Do not put fuse beads. Is there any other actors? Who is the guy in the beginning that is actually saying Shang Tsung, but he pretends to be Johnny Cage's like?
Oh, he's
Oh.
a John Carpenter regular.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Peter Jason.
I believe that's right. You want me to look it up?
He's the guy I always think is Meatloaf in They Live.
He does have a very Meatloaf-esque haircut.
Yeah, but he won't do that.
I will
Yeah,
do
it was
anything for that
Peter
haircut,
Jason.
but I won't do that.
Which I kind of feel it's probably not a nod to it, but Peter Jason's a Carpenter regular,
Yeah.
but he's more of a Carpenter regular for his like 90s stuff. So it's probably not a nod to Carpenter.
Well, he's in They Live, which is 88, and then he starts popping up like in Escape from L.A., and I think
Village of
he's
the
in-
Damned.
Yeah, Village of the Damned. And he might be in Ghosts of Mars. I can't remember.
But Raiden is a direct influence from Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes.
yeah, he is.
So there's
And there's
that.
a lot of
We just said like, yeah,
Yeah.
if you want it to be.
yeah, if you want it, yeah, choose your own adventure. No, but I actually did write. There's some quotes from Johnny Cage that really felt like it was pulled from Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes.
Like some of his line deliveries, like
Yeah.
flying magic. Like, what is going on here, guys?
Okay, sorry, we'll get to the cast because
That was an audio clip from the movie, by the way.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
I want to bring this up to you guys because I really want to talk about what you just said.
Yeah.
But after you get through this 40 minutes of
Yeah, I know. It's always 40 minutes because I want to drop previous episodes, talk about.
well, no, it's like if
movies.
if me and Chris would just shut the hell up and let you just go.
Yeah.
You could get it.
We
done.
could do like your.
You could do it.
Do a bunch of crossfades where it's just me continuing to talk for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
No, but the last thing I was going to say is that Christopher Lambert, Linden Ashby, Bridgette Wilson-Sampras, and Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa, they all reprised their likeness and voices for the new Mortal Kombat 11.
Really?
And I watched
That's
some,
really
some
neat.
clips, and they're like, looks pretty exactly like them, and
That's cool.
they did voice works and stuff.
That's cool.
So
Okay.
pretty awesome.
I dig that.
And that's all I have for cast and crew.
Okay, Matt.
Thank you
right,
for
we
joining
did
us this weekend.
Matt, you have some big shocking news you want to tell us?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm going to bring it up later on when we start breaking down the movie. But
Okay.
let's just get into it.
let's get into this movie because this is going to be tough because this movie has no plot.
I mean, where to begin with the other than the Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Dude, Mortal Kombat is said in this movie probably 700 million times. And anytime anything happens, they use this song as like their crutch. Like I hate it. Like it gets worn out. Like they played at the very final fight.
Oh, yeah,
and he
they
kicks
do.
in again. I'm like, I've heard this 10
And I
times.
think it doesn't
This
have-
isn't cool.
Did you see though all the industrial rock that's on the soundtrack?
No.
Yeah, I did.
It's like KMFDM,
Yeah.
it's Gravity Kills, Stabbing Westward.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like Stabbing Westward did a couple of tracks in this
Yeah.
movie.
Don't remember these songs in the movie.
But it's
I
so
had the
weird.
soundtrack.
It's so weird when it's mixed with like industrial stuff like that, which is like pretty hardcore next to like this is the first basically EDM
Yeah.
album, like the first one to go to like number 1
Oh.
is the Mortal Kombat soundtrack.
Okay.
And it's weird because it's like dance music and then like real hard like industrial
Like
rock.
guitar wailing and
Yeah,
like,
Buckethead did the score for it.
Oh wow,
He did the
Buckethead.
guitar.
He was around
Really?
this time.
Yeah.
Wow, nice.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So, Han, can you explain to me what Mortal Kombat is?
I believe it's based off of it's a carbon copy of Enter the Dragon. It's just a fight tournament that's on an island.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't understand the rules of
But
this
I
tournament.
guess like I guess in the first game it was pretty much just like a fighting game. But then as they expanded the lore and everything, it's like two different universes or something
Yeah.
competing to take over the world or something.
Well, doesn't it say that on the poster though? It says this isn't your dad's Enter the Dragon. That's how they hooked people.
That's how they got all those kids. Yeah, that's how they got the kids.
So to kind of set up this movie and then go back and talk about a few of the scenes, there's this tournament that's happening, and Shang Tsung is trying to like pull all these people in to fight in this tournament. So our main character, Matt's shaking his head. Is that not?
No,
the
it doesn't
plot?
make any sense.
Oh,
But
okay.
we'll get to it.
So
I was just thinking it makes no sense whatsoever.
It
Why
doesn't.
is he like actively trying to get these badass like fighters?
Like Luke Cage. Like he goes to Luke
who's
Cage.
Luke Cage?
Luke Cage?
Luke Cage from the
I'm
Marvel
sorry.
series.
Johnny Cage. The cold.
Johnny Sung.
Yeah.
The cold. Johnny Cage, he dresses up as somebody else that Johnny Cage knows. And he's like, you should go do this tournament.
Yeah.
Which
He's
I'm
like
like,
the best martial artist in the world.
yeah,
Yeah,
which
you're
I'm
my
like,
favorite martial artist.
I don't know why he doesn't show up personally and ask him. Like why
do you
why
mean?
does he
I
show
guess
up
he's-
why does he show up in disguise to ask him? Like to be a part of the tournament?
Because I think that was the only way you can get him to actually do it is if he showed up as his.
But you
But
still
then-
wouldn't know him regardless.
But
like,
on top of
that was his
it,
buddy.
oh yeah.
yeah, but what doesn't make sense is that when he gets him he asks him to be in the tournament, and he's supposed to be one of the good guys, right?
Yeah.
He asks him to be in the tournament, and then he tries to kill him on the boat on the way to the tournament. And then Raiden's like, "Hold on."
Yeah.
He's like, "You guys can't kill my fighters," which
Yeah.
I didn't know they were his fighters.
I didn't know that either. I'm just learning this now.
Yeah, he says
This is awesome.
these are my fighters, but Sonya Blade and Johnny Cage were both invited by
Okay.
Shang Tsung. So it's like that was the loudest car. Viewers, did you hear that? But no,
Guess
it
that
doesn't
car.
make- it
Write
does-
us.
It doesn't make any sense. He invites him onto the island and then tries to kill him on the boat, and Raiden steps.
I love
in.
how
That's why it
there's
just
multiple times
made no
where
sense to
like Shang Tsung is talking to characters about like trying to like almost cheat the game, and then Raiden will come out of the bushes like, no, can't do that. That's breaking the rules.
Yeah.
Like it's just I don't know. Like it makes
and
no
it's,
sense.
I
I'm
don't
like, who?
understand.
And I don't understand who Raiden is. Like, what's the point of like Raiden being a part of
Lightning,
this? If he's
God of
not-
Lightning.
But what is he like? What is his like? Like, what is he like? Why is he not? A, why is he not fighting? And B, does he like
Apparently
hold a stake in the tournament?
apparently he's like the God of Lightning on Earth because he specifically states at the end of the movie that he cannot travel to Outworld to fight.
But in heaven, he's just a custodian.
I guess so.
Is that what-
Yeah. He got. Yeah, I don't know. They just gave him the dirty job. Of,
What?
So I got something goofy
Yeah.
to fight. Okay, so I'm going to set up the three characters really quick, and then I'm going to say something that Wikipedia said, which I did not see this in the
Wikipedia.
This episode is not sponsored by Wikipedia. So you got Liu Kang, whose brother was killed by Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much going to the battle for revenge.
Right.
Then you got Sonya, who is chasing Kano.
Yeah, her purpose is just to get Kano.
Get Kano. So Kano gets on the boat that goes to the island to fight. So that's the only reason she goes.
But
We-
like, just to continue
Yeah.
with Kano, because Kano apparently kills her previous partner.
Yes.
And Shang Tsung specifically tells Kano that he cannot touch or kill Sonya Blade for some reason.
Yeah, he does.
And then he pits
Yeah.
them together, and then Kano, I guess, willingly dies.
No, he gets killed.
Well, because he's not supposed to kill Sonya Blade at all.
Yeah, and he doesn't.
Why, dude? Okay, so this little trivia for you. This movie was written on set.
By a
Are you
10-year-old?
serious?
Yeah, like they were like actively still writing this movie while they were making it.
by the director's like kid.
Which is, I mean, that could be said for all movies. Like
Yeah.
all movies are actively being written on
Yeah.
set.
Oh yeah,
change
they can
things.
go through rewrites and stuff like.
And I'm only saying that because it would only explain all the plot holes that pop up in this movie. Like, is the reason why Sonya Blade is in the competition is because Shang Tsung has the hots for her?
I think I feel like he does it because of the end, so he can pick her as like the weaker opponent and then kill her in Outworld to win the tournament. Or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I thought it was something he had to do. He said something like
That's
princess
why.
comment.
That's why he
earlier,
was
or
saying
queen
like.
comment.
That's why he was saying to Kano like, don't kill her. Or you can't like touch her or whatever. But it makes no sense why they have to fight against each other to the death because Kano.
Dude,
dies.
all these fights, I feel are just kind of like, there's no structure to them. It's just kind of like, all right, you two fight on this beach.
Yeah, there's no
then-
like they don't
yeah.
pick a name out of a hat
And
or
I
like
don't know
spin a
if it's
wheel
like,
or
I don't know
something.
if it's an official fight or if like Sub-Zero's just hunting them down. Like, I don't
Exactly.
understand it. It's
Yeah.
very bizarre.
Yeah, I don't.
Or like
I,
Scorpion when Johnny Cage is like taking a stroll through the fields.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
And then they go to,
They go to hell. They
go
go to
to-
literal hell.
well, it looks like do you remember in Freddy 5
Yeah.
when it's all black and white?
The comic book
And-
world. Oh yeah, yeah.
It looks like that comic book
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
That was rewritten for the movie. Apparently they like.
Wait, are we talking about Nightmare on Elm Street now?
Yeah. They got done with the movie and they're like, yeah, there's not that much action scenes in it. So they shot the reptile fighting scene at the end, and they added on the Scorpion stuff. Like originally he was supposed to kill Scorpion in that field with all the trees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when he jumps up and he does like his move, that kick.
Yeah.
The shadow kick.
Because the shadow kick is a move in the game.
That was going to be the kick that kills Scorpion right there. And instead they added that weird
time portal.
Time portal that makes him go to hell. And they added all that in post.
I just love
they redid it. Sorry.
They
refilmed.
I just love that during this rewatch I was just like thinking it realistically or whatever. So he jumps to some sort of hell portal that takes him to like a hell world with skeletons and stuff, and somehow Johnny Cage just climbs his way out. I guess. Like, how does he get back to the island, or how does he even know how?
Oh, that's very good. You know what? We'll get there because I have so much to say about this.
It's so confusing.
But so we got Liu Kang avenging his brother.
Yeah.
We got Sonya chasing Kano.
Yep.
And then we have Johnny Cage, who's a filmmaker. He's
basically
an actor.
Gets tricked into.
And gets tricked into it, which I do like the scene where he's like fighting all the guys, and then the whole like, this is the part where you fall down.
Right. That's actually a cool introduction.
Yeah, because you're like, wait, why is he saying this joke?
Yeah.
It's a film scene. So you got all these scenes set up, and then you find out later, and then we kind of talked about this a few minutes ago, but you find out later that Raiden picked all three of them, but he didn't pick all three of them.
Yeah.
They all kind of came there on their own will for different reasons.
Like, Shang Tsung murdered Liu Kang's brother.
Yeah.
And then, like, tells Kano to lure Sonya to the island, and then basically willingly goes to the set of this Hollywood production and be like, hey, you should find this tournament.
Yeah, Raiden had nothing to do with any of these.
He wasn't even. He doesn't even appear.
That's why it makes no sense when he tries to kill him on the boat.
Yeah.
On the way to the tournament, because it's like
they get
why?
the Scorpion and Scorpion Sub-Zero to like try to murder them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like I guess it's like maybe like so they can't compete in the tournament.
What? Try to like give them a bum leg or something so they can't to be on the injured reserve list.
I wish it would have said that and not me having to like infer that. You know, but I think that's exactly what's going on. So
I wish they would have explained it then, so we don't have to talk about 30 years later on the podcast.
He's trying to kill him on the boat so they can't compete in the tournament. But then it makes no sense why, like you're saying, like he wants Sonya Blade to be the last person he fights.
Right. Because he's constantly trying to change the rules throughout the tournament, and Raiden's like, nah, not in my tournament.
I wish there was more. I wish they would have like kind of put the rules forward. Like, okay, what exactly this is? Like, I almost need like.
Johnny Cage be like, what is this?
I need it mansplained to me to be like, what is the tournament?
Yeah.
What's it do? What's it about?
Because this would be after the second game where they've kind of already established that it's like a parallel worlds, but the game is straightforward. It's just, let's get two people to fight against each other.
Yeah. And I give them props for trying to make a story out of it, but like, I'm not following it. It's very confusing.
It eats itself like so many times.
But I think that it goes hand in hand with the fact that it is nearly impossible to direct a good video game movie.
Well, let me ask you a question, because I know for a fact we are not covering this month. I would like to at some point, but what do you think is a better movie, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter?
Oh, man, I don't know.
I think Street Fighter is the better movie.
I don't know, because even that movie gets it like way wrong, too.
Well, just a movie like for itself, like I feel like it has a plot, it has characters. Like
I will give it to Street Fighter just for the performance by Raul Julia, because he is awesome in that movie.
Well, I'll give that movie I'll give it to it because of remember the scene where there's like a truck and it's going down a hill and there's bombs on it.
Change the channel.
It's like
Zangief.
Yeah.
Dumb idiot.
But so it's weird because like even looking on the Wikipedia where I'm trying to describe this movie,
right?
It feels like Matt notes. Like the way it's written in here.
Oh.
You understand that, right,
Yeah,
Matt? It says, so Shang Tsung orders the creature reptile to spy on...
which he only pops up like twice.
Katana?
A reptile.
Yeah.
Why is Katana there?
I don't understand
I don't understand why she's there. Like, she doesn't fight.
She, for the whisper fight that she has with Liu Kang.
Yeah, and they fight, and no one... no one takes anybody's soul at the end.
What's that?
She fights, and no one takes anybody's soul at the end of that fight.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There's no loser, right? Who loses that fight?
Nobody, because Shang Tsung's like, hey, stop it.
Yeah.
And then the fight ends.
Hey, knock it off. No cheat codes.
Yeah, he's like, because every time they keep pausing, he's like, hey, keep fighting. And then the fight just goes to Sub-Zero. Like, it just goes into the next scene.
So it's like, they just skip that. Like,
but again,
if it was March Madness, they just skip that basketball game. They're like, we'll just don't even disregard this one. We'll just go to the next one.
Yeah, I love how they like set up the tent and like got all those people to gather around the beach for a fight that doesn't even like end up being a fight, I guess.
Agreed.
But yeah, I don't know.
Dude, I was so frustrated
confusing.
watching this at times.
Well,
for stuff like that, where I was
this
like,
is definitely just a kids movie because you don't have to think about anything whatsoever.
It's just setting up the next scene, which. So we can just talk about these scenes in general. So you got the Scorpion Johnny Cage fight.
Yeah.
Which just is entertaining, if anything.
I think it's definitely entertaining, but like again, it just I don't know.
Well, and he kills Scorpion off so quick.
They'll like kill Sub-Zero off, and they both die from what their powers are.
Yeah, it's kind of goofy when you put it that way. So let's talk. So he fights Scorpion in the woods, which is a very cool backdrop, by the way.
I hated the
trees.
Well, no, I like trees.
Oh,
they give us life.
That's true.
No, they changed the harpoon to like a bird that's like like
that can
swerving
detach from
a la like the shadow. Remember the
the knife,
the dagger from the shadow. It was like the same CGI thing. I was like, oh, it looks the same.
Yeah, just like crawling around or whatever.
Well, and he shoots a Langolier out of his hand. Sorry.
And then was it Mr. Toomey?
Dude, if you haven't seen Langoliers, pull it up on YouTube. It's worth
my god.
But one thing that I can't stand is how Scorpion yells everything.
Oh yeah,
because Scorpion only says one thing in the games:
"Get over here."
Get over here. But in this, he's like, "Why
are you running?"
He's like,
Johnny Cage.
We can talk about this.
It's
would you like to get lunch?
2 Big Macs, large fry.
Now it's slowly turned into Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
in your dreams.
I thought you were going to say Freddie Prinze Jr.
Freddie Prinze. I don't know how to do an impression. A good impression of him.
So they fight in the woods. They go to this portal to this hell type thing, which I do like the scene.
There's like apparently they're doing construction down there. There's scaffolding.
It's
I'm remodeling.
Welcome to my home.
So they have this huge fight, and Johnny Cage whips his butt. And then after, there's so much that happens. Scorpion takes his hood off, and he's a skull.
But I love how Johnny Cage's first impression is like, oh, he's definitely breathing fire at me. And so I better get the shield.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He doesn't even breathe the fire in.
I would not understand what this guy is doing.
It is. It's like
I'd be surprised that he's a skeleton. I'd be like, oh, no.
It is. So much happens. It's like, why'd you pick up the shield? Why is he a skeleton?
Yeah.
Why is he shooting fire? Why did he just explode? Why is there a signed autographed picture of Johnny Cage?
because it's a silly reference to the game.
That's fine, and I remember that.
Yeah.
It does not work in this
No,
movie.
it does not.
If you haven't seen if you haven't played this video game, you're like, what the hell is that?
I feel like
just carries around this perfectly picture.
Right?
Yeah.
Crisp picture of him saying to my greatest fan.
Got this a whorehound.
But but what were you gonna say, Matt?
I'm not a huge fan of this fight. And honestly, the only fights that are really good in this movie are the Liu Kang fights. Because I think it's because he knows how to fight.
Well, he's actually doing
and,
I was surprised he was actually doing some martial arts in this
Yeah.
when they do the group fighting scene that dining hall or whatever.
Yeah.
He's actually running on the wall, doing a jump kick.
And if you watch the movie, a lot of times when other characters are fighting, it's like a wide shot. They throw a kick and then a close up with that kick contacting with the person's head or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like that editing style.
Oh my god, the editing was so
huge
jarring at the end.
But the Liu Kang stuff's legit. Like the reptile fight, we'll get to it.
I
legit.
actually like that. That fight's
It's
pretty cool.
yeah.
It's a pretty cool
But
fight.
his Sub-Zero fight, I guess the guy who played Sub-Zero is he was the most skilled on the actual set of the movie.
Does he play reptile as well, or?
I don't know.
Because it makes no sense why they would get him to do no karate and not be the reptile if he was the skilled.
Yeah,
right.
But I guess he was also the one that was training everybody too.
okay.
So that's the reason he's not in the movie very much as Sub-Zero, is because he was behind the scenes a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
But those two fighting in the Sub-Zero sequence is pretty legit. They're making contact, and it's not.
When you get to the Shang Tsung fight at the end against Liu Kang, it was so jarring because they do that editing technique of cut every time there's an impact.
Yeah.
And so just punch and then cuts, and so it's just so many cuts, and you're can't figure out where you are in the scene. And then they're definitely doing these shots where it's above, and you can't tell if it's stunt people or whatever. So it's not as impressive as seeing just Liu Kang fighting some dummy guards or whatever.
Agreed. Yeah. Now explain this to me, because I'm about to talk about Sub-Zero fighting this poor guy. So is the whole point of Mortal Kombat? I watched the movie. I'm just letting you know. I watched the movie. Is it for a non-mortal to find a mortal? Is that what it is?
No, that's
I'm glad you brought this up because this
Wait,
was the point I was going to
okay.
make.
Really?
because
Okay.
is it because of Liu Kang fights that tiger guy?
No, because it's like
Every
nobody.
fight is a normal dude versus somebody who has powers.
Yeah,
But Kano doesn't have powers, and he's definitely
He's
an
got a
Earth
metal
guy.
face. I mean, he's kind of like
Yeah. tell that to the
Cyber-
next person you see with a metal face. Like, what's it like having superpowers?
What's it?
Like,
What's it like not being from this Earth?
dude. His makeup looks really cool. Actually,
Yes,
I
he
like
does.
It is
That's
actually
cool.
pretty cool. Yeah.
But okay, so like this whole Sub-Zero thing, they test him out. This guy like jumps up and he's like, "I'll be the first to fight." And he
It's so
stretches.
sad.
And then he creates like this giant like ice portal that kills this guy. Like, are these people volunteering to fight people who have superpowers?
Yeah,
Like,
because this guy definitely got a job on Mortal Kombat Island. He definitely trained his entire life for this one moment
yeah,
and against a guy he definitely knows has superpowers
that he's going to lose against.
that he's definitely going to lose against, and he dies.
It's kind of dumb because I feel like, and this is the point I wanted to bring up. No one questions the superpowers in this entire movie.
well,
like, I feel like
Johnny Cage is the only one
But
on
I
the
feel
ship.
like anytime Goro walked in the room, I'd be like, I'm out. I was
Well,
like,
yeah.
I thought this was Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
like not
Mortals
monster,
against- yeah.
not me versus monsters.
yeah, me
like-
versus Monster Combat.
Yeah, I was like, I'd be like, I'm done. And then same with the Sub-Zero thing. I was like, way to turn people off to your tournament. And
I'd
be
be
like,
looking around like, where's my superpowers?
yeah, like give you a taste of what we
Doing
got.
like John Travolta, like the
well, they showed like a room of like 100 people getting ready to fight at Mortal Kombat. After that guy broke and after the ice thing, it should come back to the room and everybody is gone. You're like, like
Yeah.
all run out. Like, why would you fight after that? Like, I think I could get him.
Like, oh man, my fighting style is slap boxing.
like I cannot
I'm never gonna win.
I cannot believe they just killed Jerry. He'd been training his entire life for this fight.
what happened? Did he break his neck?
It was
No.
all these questions. I was watching it with my wife, and I was like, point A, I was like, why would that guy even volunteer to do that? I'm like, point B, why would they show like this guy's got superpowers and no one's questioning it?
Right.
You know, and I was like, point C, they just brought all this food out and put it on the tables, and immediately they had the entire crew.
wondering about that
The
too.
crew comes out, and they just flip all the tables and the food on the ground, and
Like,
dinner's over.
Like, oh man, the ship trek was so long. I'm so famished right now. And then they just flip over the tables like, not today.
I wanted to see that one cut of the guy with like a knife in one hand and a fork in the other hand, and the table, and he's about to eat, and the table gets flipped over. And he's like, "Damn it!"
Yeah,
Well, there
this
was a spin-off movie that was created, and it was about the chef who makes this.
Okay.
And he's like, "This is my big break."
Is this Jon Favreau?
He spends all day preparing this meal, and he's like, "I'm just gonna poke my head out and see if they're enjoying it."
Yeah,
And the tables
oh,
flip.
he's like garnishing the food. He's like, they're
Table
gonna,
5, hurry!
yeah, I can't imagine the,
Come on, let's go.
people in the back like, come on,
Guys, this is a big night. It means a lot to us.
you brought the
We're in
wrong
this-
food out for
We're
the,
in this together.
you brought the wrong food out for table 3.
I would have been, yeah. I don't get it. They literally bring the food out and then
They like
immediately
flip
flip
over.
the
That's a really
tables.
good
They
point.
flip over the tables and it's like, oh man, all that food to wait. It's
Dude,
like
good
it's
looking
like,
stuff.
and it's like Hook food. It's
Yeah,
like
it's
from
like
Hook.
Hook.
Yes,
It's like Hook
yeah.
food.
That is the best way to describe that. Like, as a child, there was no better food
Oh yeah,
looking than Hook
I was like,
food.
I want Hook food.
The food that is on the table in
Mom, I
Hook,
want Hook food now.
all the bright colors, like, it was the best.
So Liu Kang ends up fighting Sub-Zero, and this is cool. He Sub-Zero's creating like a portal around him, like his ice portal, and Liu Kang throws a bucket of water at him, which creates like a dagger of ice that kills Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
I always thought this was cool.
It's
I like
cool,
this.
but it's like your superpower is ice, dude. You should not be dying from ice.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
you dying from too much oxygen.
I mean, I think that can happen.
I know. See, so it does make sense.
you idiot.
You idiot.
Wikipedia, learn from Wikipedia.
It's an icicle. Of course it would kill him.
Then we get introduced to Goro. Kind of. This is kind of the big introduction for Goro.
Yeah.
He does fight their friend, kind of.
No, it's not their friend.
He's kind
they
of
just
a friend.
they just met him on the ship for 2 seconds, had like one interaction with him, and they're
And
like,
then he dies, and it was like,
No, Sonya does that, and Sonya has no
I would
interaction
say
with this dude.
She's.
Oh, yeah,
I
you're
think he
right.
only interacts with Johnny Cage, right?
Yeah.
And not even Liu Kang.
I feel like this guy keeps showing up. He's like, "Hey, we could be a foursome," and they're like, "Get out of here. We're a threesome."
yeah,
And then
totally
and then he
is.
dies. They're like, "Oh no,
Our friend,
our best friend. It was his birthday." Like, it's just, I don't know. It's really goofy. Like, this guy can't be in it. And then it's like like, who said it? How come Jax isn't in this?
Yeah,
Yeah, Jax would have been cool.
Jack's been awesome.
he should. Hey, then let's watch Annihilation because he's in it the entire
Yeah.
movie.
Jack's
actually-
wouldn't be that cool.
I think it was going to be originally Michael J. White was going to be Jax,
Dude, I think he's in the new movie.
and he does. But he did those.
oh,
Why'd you whisper that? Like, guys,
guys? word on the streets that he's going to be on the next movie.
Don't tell anyone.
But like, I feel like I hate when they throw characters like this guy into the plot because it's like he's like, oh, I'm not in any of the video games.
They could have easily just had Jax in this movie. And
I'm
have
obviously
him eat
gonna
shit.
Yeah, but this guy's like, I'm obviously gonna die.
My name's Art Lean.
Yeah. His finishing fatality is him painting a picture. He's like, Art Lean. He leans against it. He's like, Art Lean. He's like,
That's definitely his friendship for
not
sure.
all his victory.
Not just a clever name.
Art Lean.
That is stupid.
But Johnny Cage ends up avenging his best friend when they fight, and I feel like Goro should have lasted a lot longer to the end.
Yeah, I guess he didn't know that Johnny Cage could do the split punch to his
man.
nards.
Okay, well, what do you guys think of the way Goro looks?
I think the puppet looks cool.
Yeah,
I
I'm down
think
with
there's
this.
times it looks cool. I think there's times like you could sit there and be like, oh, it's goofy looking, but
Yeah.
I have to give it to him for doing a puppet.
Dude, that's all. Yeah, cool.
I mean,
it's
from that
it's an
compared
actual,
to the way Reptile looks.
Oh yeah, CGI reptile.
And I
It's
feel bad for this
terrible.
movie in the sense that Jurassic Park came out 2 years before this or whatever, and Terminator 2, and it's setting the standards for CGI.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work for some people.
Yeah.
And so I'm not blaming these people for making quote-unquote bad CGI, but it was still in those, like, kind of like
Dude,
rough
even
phases.
but even the next movie we were about to cover, the CGI looks like
Oh my god,
pretty rough.
hot
You think so?
garbage.
Yeah, there's times when
I
it looks
don't
pretty
know.
rough.
Hot
We'll talk about it. I
garbage.
didn't see a lot of bad
But there's times
CGI.
where it looks fine.
Okay.
But but it's like I said, Langoliers.
Like,
Langoliers
Langoliers.
CGI.
It is Langoliers quality CGI.
Yeah,
for
there's
reptile.
times when they show the castle they're fighting at. That sounds stupid.
Oh.
The castle, and it looks like a screensaver for like Microsoft Windows from
Right,
the early
you
90s.
put your cursor in the bottom corner. And
Yeah,
then it,
like I was
goes
waiting
into-
for like a toaster with wings to fly by in the background. Like,
or like the pipes to like form around 3D pipes.
Spider
so
Solitaire.
Johnny Cage ends up killing Goro as they, like, fight off battle.
I love the way he dies here. Oh well, yeah, they go off.
Which is
They
weird.
go off the beaten
I
path.
came to watch a battle, and then they're, like, going somewhere
Where are
else.
they going?
It's kind of like that whole beginning of the new Wonder Woman, where they're having that whole, like...
Oh, the
that
training
thing at the
grounds or something.
stadium.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everybody exits the stadium.
Because
and you just have to sit there in the stadium and just like, I wonder what's happening.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like immediately they all exit the stadium, and everyone's just watching the flags drop, and they're like, "Oh, I think my team's winning."
Oh, it dropped.
And
Yeah.
then she shows up, and then the girl's like, "Hey, you cheated!"
Like
And it's
wow, I wonder. They would have been nice to know what happens there.
Yeah, how the hell did you see that? I was out in the
Yeah.
woods for a good 20 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
But that's what happens with this. I feel like they go off and they do their own thing on this. I was gonna say waterfall. This isn't TLC.
The mountainside?
Mountain,
Or-
thank
yeah.
you. Yeah. And he pretty much just kills him by like pushing him off the
Did you
side.
guys
doesn't he?
notice anything off about this scene right here where Goro falls off the mountain?
Are you talking? No, I'm imagining in my head it's stand-up RoboCop, but you go ahead.
Oh well, it's goofy for sure.
Okay.
Like it's not as claymation like as RoboCop.
Okay.
But when they do their perspective of Goro hanging, you see like the clouds forming in a certain pattern.
Okay.
When it cuts to Goro, he's falling like towards the horizontal line of the Earth.
yeah,
It like the perspective makes no sense whatsoever.
Okay.
It's almost like he's falling like instead of down, he's falling horizontally
oh
towards
yeah,
the sky
I know what you
basically.
mean.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's weird.
It's
Okay.
like really weird looking.
I'll have to watch. That makes me think of earlier in the movie when they're going to like the big castle, like in the beginning.
Yeah.
Johnny Cage drops his luggage down the
Yeah,
steps.
it looks weird.
And it looks really weird.
Oh yeah, like as you zoom, because
He's like, whoa!
they showed the shot, and as it zooms out, like the luggage remains the same size, and it's like it gets really
it's like falling down
and it
the
gets
stairs.
really big, and it's like all of a sudden it's like the entire circumference of the staircase. And it's like, goong, goong, goong.
Yeah, it's like they just got this new technology called green screen, which is a bed sheet, and they're like trying to test it out and see how it works.
they're
or
doing it in
whatever.
somebody's apartment.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, go ahead and push Goro over the cliff.
great
Off the
production.
couch, you mean?
This great production company called Cinema Cult's going to put it together. It's going to be awesome.
But saying all that, it is really ambitious of them to go by and make the entire movie this way.
Yeah.
Like they really didn't spare any expense with. Like, there's a lot of shots they didn't have to do because they look bad now.
Yeah,
But they still went ahead and did them.
No, yeah, for sure.
Okay, I will say, if anything, we could sit here and knock this movie all day, but the effort's there.
Oh yeah.
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 100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
The
for
effort's
sure.
there. The writing isn't.
No.
I think the writing is because you're trying to make a script.
We're like knocking on it
No,
for
I'm saying the effort's there. I'm saying like you're trying to make a script from a game that has no story.
Yeah, it's
Trying to
basically
put something together.
you hit start and then you go to your character selection with no biography of like who these guys are. You're just picking.
You're just like
There's this guy named Johnny Cage.
And odds are, whoever wrote it, which I have no idea, probably wasn't a fan of Mortal Kombat, so they were probably like, "Hey, write this, write that." I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
we
got this new gig. Write a script for it.
So, like I said, I think the effort's there. It's just a huge miss.
But I think that's, and honestly, like it does kind of fall in the writing because the entire time we've been talking for 40 minutes about how many plot holes are in this damn movie. That's on the writing side.
That's true. Yeah,
that's not.
But
on
and it could be a lot with the whole. And I'm just playing devil's advocate, but with the writing on set, and I'm sure that the changes that's going to create an inconsistent story.
But it is I hate to say this, but it's a kids movie.
Yeah, they don't have to put much effort.
Yeah,
Dude,
not to demean
it
in any way.
I didn't mean to cut you off. If we didn't call January Video Game Month for this podcast, it would have been called Movies Made for 13-Year-Olds because almost everything we're watching is made for
la la.
Yeah.
Sonya Blade.
But I think you're right. I think the writing that's the downfall of this movie.
Yeah.
Because everybody's like the acting, they're trying their best.
I think they're giving it.
tell.
I think they're definitely acting for sure.
Nobody's acting above the material either.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think the acting
that's
is
a good way to put
totally fine. They're embracing the roles that they're given.
Yeah.
It's just the roadmap for the plot does not make
Agreed.
any sense.
Now back to the movie. So Shang Tsung steals Sonya Blade.
This is my opponent. And
Right?
yeah.
So and around the same time, he takes off with her, and then Liu Kang
I hate this, by the way.
fights Reptile, which doesn't make any sense because
Oh no, I don't hate this. But go ahead.
keep going.
No, I like this.
Okay, I'm sorry. I hate the fact that Sonya Blade all of a sudden
a
she's
damsel.
like, yeah, what the hell?
You're
She's like
right,
a damsel in
She's
distress.
a badass, and they prove that by showing her shoot a bunch of people in a club when everyone's
Yeah.
still dancing.
Dude,
And
when
then he
she's
gra-
fighting Kano, like her effort's there. Like it's cool, like watching her.
Yeah. But I hate that
it's
like
awesome.
he like grabs her by the hair and she's like, "Save me!" And
Yeah.
you're like, what? Like, this
he's
is stupid.
He's kind of just a dude.
Yeah, and it annoys the crap out of me.
That's
'cause
actually a really good point.
it's,
You're saying that girls can't fight, even
it's
though
extremely
you just
sexist.
even though you just showed me that she's actually awesome at fighting.
Yeah, and you could like reverse it where like say like she's grabbing like Shang Tsung like by the hair and she's pulling him in the alley and he's like, "Save me, guys!" And you're like the role reversal.
Wait, where are they going?
At the end of the
I don't
movie.
get what's happening. But while this is going on, Liu Kang is fighting Reptile. You think he defeats him, and then Reptile falls into a statue.
Well, no, they go to Outworld, and then they're just kind of
to go get Sonya, right?
go get her, and then Liu Kang kind of like realizes that they're being spied on.
Yeah.
And then that's where he kind of like walks backwards, and Johnny Cage's like, "Hey, Lou, where are you going?" And then he grabs
grabbing this wall,
this invisible creature, and then throws him into a statue, which apparently turns him into a dude.
It's
Like
cool.
the
I'll wait
statue.
right here.
But
that's why. Yeah,
Johnny Cage does just chill there.
He's
Doesn't
like,
he?
Yeah.
I'll wait right here.
oh, that's crazy. But this fight is pretty awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
This
probably
is
the
the
best
coolest
fight.
fight in
And
the movie.
the song rules also.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid
Liu
for
Kang
a second,
almost-
and then all of a sudden it's like when it's like they say reptile, you're like, oh
Yeah.
But then it gets into it, and it's like,
Dude,
it is the best choreographed fight.
The actor playing Reptile gives it his all in this
Yeah.
scene, and it's awesome.
But it's like it's the way they go into the hole into that room and fight and break everything.
Yeah.
And then how the fact that the fight ends with them going back out the same hole is really
Yeah.
cool.
I just can't imagine like Liu Kang's reaction. He's like, "Man, that was crazy, right?" He's like,
Yeah.
"I didn't see anything."
Or he just gets out there and his back's turned. He's like, "You didn't see any of that?" He's like, "I didn't know where you went.
yeah,
I was looking for Sonya."
yeah, he's just gone.
See, another reason you can tell that it's made for a specific demographic, 13-year-old boys, is that like as soon as Reptile goes into him, you hear like Reptile.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who's
dude,
saying this? Like this.
I
is-
kind of like it though. I'll be honest, I kind of like it.
I
Yeah.
love that you admit that. Yeah.
I would say that I don't like the Scorpion and Sub-Zero battle.
No,
in this movie,
no.
and I didn't like it when I was
because
a
it's
kid.
not really a fight.
Yeah, they're
Like, I mean,
It's a bummer because they're like easily
they're the two
the
primary.
three coolest characters like with Reptile. Like
Well,
all three
yeah.
of them are awesome.
Well, Reptile doesn't even
Yeah.
show up until the second movie,
Yeah.
and Sub-Zero and Scorpion are like the core cast of Mortal Kombat, the
Yeah.
game. Like the
It's
first.
the characters you fought over who was going to be
Exactly.
when you played.
Yeah. It's
Um,
whether you like fire or ice.
Yeah. And they get taken out so quickly, but the reptile fight is like how the Scorpion
Dude, he
and Sub-Zero
almost
fights
like
need to be.
he almost like kills Liu Kang in this fight, and it's
Yeah.
actually awesome.
I wish, honestly, okay, if I could write this movie better, I would still have that rival. I would definitely have the rivalry with Sub-Zero and Freddie Prinze Jr.
I was about to say Freddie Prinze Jr.
Why am I here? That's my Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh,
Why am I here?
Hacky sack. Hacky sack. That's his finishing move. He just hacky sack with the dude's head.
The name's Hacky Sack, if you didn't get it.
He's got like a mask on. He's got like a mesh, like a hacky sack material mask. My name's Hacky Sack.
Play with me.
So, Shang Tsung has Sonya, and this is like the last 10, 15 minutes of the movie. What is Shang Tsung trying to do? He's trying to get Sonya to fight him?
He's just trying to kill her.
He dresses her up like an idiot.
Yeah.
She looks really goofy at the end of this movie. Her hair is like
it's
10 inches thicker than like
it is
before Outland.
Yeah, they got a hair curler and like straightened her hair out.
Give her like a Roman gladiator outfit, and you're like, shoes?
But we
don't wear shoes in Outland.
Yeah, but they are kind of turning her into like the damsel from like King Kong, because they do the same thing, right? They put her into like a tribal outfit pretty much and chain her up.
Yeah, it's just stupid.
But
it's like, who has time for this?
Yeah, just kill her. If you're gonna,
the more we talk about this, I really hate that they made her into a damsel.
Yeah,
that is 100%.
Makes no sense.
I didn't think about when I watched it.
It ruins the last chunk of this movie.
Yeah, but it's just like all he needs to do is take her to Outworld, kill her, and then that's it. Like, why is he doing this whole ritual?
So why does he need to kill her? If he kills her, he wins Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Apparently, because they've been...
You just said, call. I don't know.
Why is he taking her to Outland?
Well, Raiden says, like, earlier, he's like Shang Tsung needs to, in order to take over the world, they have to win 10 tournaments. This is the 10th tournament.
Yes.
So it's just like, why is it 10 to begin with?
Yeah.
And why are they going through all these hoops and, whatever to like, it's just a convoluted way to try to take over the world.
And all these competitors like just went home after they went to Outland. You're like, oh, I guess the competition's over. They watched everything happen. They pulled Sonya through, and then Johnny Cage and Liu Kang went through, and like all the other competitors in the competition were like, all right, I guess that's it. We're just going to go home.
Yeah. Also, they should have there's zero fighting towards the end. There's zero like obstacles for them other than Reptile, but it should have been like a legit like Enter the Dragon where there's a full on like fight between
10 reptiles,
or like cool. all the rest of the guards that are in Mortal Kombat Island.
Yeah.
Like they disappear probably because their buddy just got frozen and killed.
And like it's a bummer because like they're all out of a job now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm pissed about.
Yeah. Like I guess we're out of a job.
Yeah. All this training for nothing.
So Shang Tsung ends up battering Liu Kang because Liu Kang challenges him.
Yeah.
And the Mortal Kombat song comes on. And at this time, I've heard the song 35 million times in the movie.
And you weren't sure what it was called?
Amping me up. Yeah, I was like,
you didn't get amped up by this?
No,
really?
They play this song every time.
I like the song. I will admit the song is awesome.
Dude, you're supposed to be on like your 10th Mountain Dew at this point.
Exactly.
In the movie theater, and you're like,
10th Fago.
Drink your Fago.
It's just Scorpion. Drink your
Fago.
He's like this 10-year-old kid's like, okay.
So, at this point, I do not like this fight. I'm very bored with it.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't like this fight.
It could have been better.
He throws Shang Tsung.
Oh, well, he like conjures up like the souls of all these warriors that bust up through the ground, and he defeats them easily.
Which should have been, I feel like...
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Come on, Johnny Cage, get in the action here. In Sonya Blade. Don't just watch this fight happen.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
That's my Donald Trump. Johnny Cage, you're doing good. You're doing the best that you can. But like, and I hate this, but he beats those guys, runs up the stairs, and then finds
his
Shang
brother.
Tsung.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, all right, let's fight. And then Shang Tsung turns to his brother. He's like, but not me. I'm your brother. And he's like, brother?
You wouldn't punch a brother, would you?
I'm like, dude, you just saw him change into your brother. Like, it's not
like
him.
Straight up morph, like shrink size and everything.
It's not like one of those things like he turned the corner or anything. Like, you just saw. It's like me putting like I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
And I put on a werewolf mask, and you're like, werewolf! And then you run away. Like it makes no sense. Like, you just saw him change. Like, are you that dumb?
Yeah, probably.
Man, that was intense. So
I hate that kind of shit.
It's really, it's so blatantly obvious that it's Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
Like, there's no goof in here. Like,
it's like
I saw you
an
do
Evil
it.
Dead thing where it's like, Ash, like, help me. And it's
oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, yeah. Like, you're cool. The virus,
Sheila.
The virus is gone.
But okay, but to defend Evil Dead, like, they are those people already. and like
Okay, that's
they
fair.
are those people already. So it's like them coming out of it would make more sense. Be like, hey, it's not me. I'm back.
That's
like,
right.
Yeah.
That was a bad example on my end.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say.
Yeah. They're doing the reverse, and it's really stupid.
Dare you talk about Evil Dead that way?
So he throws Shang Tsung onto these needles. It's like
they're big blades.
they're like big sewing needles.
Yeah. Ooh, prick. Oh, ouch. Ooh.
Shang Tsung passes,
Yeah, he passes
And-
away.
and then the movie cuts to the end.
In memoriam.
This
They're
is
walking-
Yeah, okay.
They walk out, and everybody's like celebrating, like, yeah, you defeated.
And they're playing the end song from Hackers.
I
It's
never
playing
saw
the-
it.
Oh, really?
Never saw it.
Wow.
Oh no, it's the song that kicks in. It's like
Yeah.
So they walk out and they're like, we won, and all of a sudden this giant emperor is like over the castle. He's like,
Shao Kahn.
You have not won.
That's perfect.
Isn't that pretty good?
You know
Yeah.
what? You know who it is, right?
I don't.
Is it Optimus Prime?
No, it's Claw from Inspector Gadget.
Oh.
Oh, 100%.
And he's literally
Yeah.
doing the exact same voice.
Gadget, gadget. Inspector Gadget.
Wow.
Wow,
Not bad.
that is really
Cool.
good.
You
I've been
might
working
have
on
a
it.
future as Shao Kahn.
I think,
Dude, I tell you what, you're on point with voices today.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And then
We'll leave the comment on the YouTube.
Yeah.
and then they all pose like they're gonna fight.
This is a total like you're not gonna believe this.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the sequel.
You'll see.
Which
And
is like
then-
Mario Brothers. Dude, Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you go ahead and just spoil it for us? What happens at the beginning of Annihilation?
Oh, Johnny Cage eats shit.
Yeah.
It's a
like-
different actor too, isn't it?
It's the. Have you ever seen Airborne?
Oh yeah.
It's the bully. The guy that he becomes friends with the main character at
Okay.
the end. It's
Yeah.
like the guys or the like his love interest's brother.
Yeah.
It's that guy.
Okay, Jack
Yeah.
Black. Jack Black
No,
plays
yeah.
Johnny Cage.
Someone's at the door.
Kadoosh.
Skadoosh. Skadoosh.
Kadoosh.
Okay, so he plays Johnny Cage.
Yeah, so
Okay.
only because like he gets killed in like the first 3 minutes.
Well,
of the movie.
he gets killed. Doesn't Sonya die in it too?
Nope.
Does Liu Kang die in it?
Nope.
Does somebody different play Sonya?
Yep.
Okay, so this is just the same person play Liu Kang.
Yep.
And
Okay.
Raiden, which is James,
Raiden is
James
Jin-
Remar.
He goes from French Canadian Christopher Lambert to American Joe
Yeah.
James Remar from Warriors and Dexter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dexter's dad.
They do look kind of similar though. I can
Yeah, but
kind
the
of see how they
voice
could.
the voice is not the same.
Dude, I'll tell you who looks. Watching this, you could have easily put Thomas Jane as Raiden,
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
I would not have guessed.
Yeah,
I always got
Yeah.
the two mixed up growing up.
Same. Yeah, they look very similar. All right, so that's gonna wrap up Mortal Kombat. Josh, thank you so much for your pick. Kind of.
Thank you, Josh.
So
Like,
let's go
kind of.
ahead. Dude, it was a rough watch.
Oh.
It was a bummer to watch this just because.
But it's all about the discussion.
I agree.
The discussion
but
is fun.
I remember this movie being so good
Oh yeah, yeah.
and so much
Well,
fun.
It's the ongoing case of Honto. I watched it as a kid.
yeah.
Yeah, thanks all your Bruce Willis movies.
What, all of one?
But I'll give it
yeah.
to that. If I was a 13-year-old kid, like when I watched this,
Oh, dude, and you know what?
It's pretty cool.
As a 13-year-old kid, I was jacked.
I think I
in
was
the theater.
I was like 9, I think, when this came out. 9 times.
No, I was like 11,
95?
12.
95?
Yeah.
I'm younger than you.
I was 7.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler. Twist ending.
Yeah, and like if this was made for the, they nailed their demographic.
Yeah,
So then I'll
for
give
sure.
Yeah. I'll give you
Yeah.
that. That's a good way to
Yeah.
put it. Like you nailed your demographic.
So Rotten Tomatoes gave this a 48%. Honto, what do you give it on a percentage scale?
25.
Okay.
Wow, 20 for me.
Wow.
I'm surprised you rated it so low. Like
Why?
that percentage.
What were you expecting?
I would have thought you would have liked it more.
I would have thought you would have liked it. Yeah.
Oh, this
same-
movie's- this
I
movie's-
can't.
this
I'm
movie's
like
terrible.
repeating. Like,
You
yeah, I
are.
would have thought you liked it more.
Brothers.
No, I would have thought it would have been a little bit higher, but I'm surprised we're so close.
Oh.
Like,
Well, we do
in
have
rating.
similar tastes in movies.
We do. And I honestly, it's kind of hard to rate a movie like this high with some of the stuff we've watched on the show.
Oh, yeah.
And
there's
since
some-
we're discussing movies for movies.
Disgusting.
We're discussing
movies.
Well, we're discussing movies for like the merits that they have and like how good they are. So it's like I think this movie's pretty rough.
Oh, it
But
is rough.
I agree
Yeah.
with what Chris said earlier about it. It's really not for me.
And yeah, we're not the demographic
Yeah.
anymore.
It's not made for
So,
me.
I would personally give it like, I'll say like a 32%.
Okay.
Because like I said, the effort's there. I have great memories of this movie.
I do too, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
so I
Yeah.
can't trash it. You know, it's
It gets high merits only because that reptile fight is pretty cool.
It is cool. And
Okay,
that's-
here's a question to mix it up then. Would this movie be better if it was rated R? If they had the violence in
I
it?
think it's supposed to be the new one's supposed to be rated R.
But like this movie, like, would you like it more if like Scorpion ripped somebody's heart out of their chest? And Scorpion did that, right? Yeah,
I think he did.
that was one of his fatalities. Was ripping the heart
burns
out.
people to death.
Yeah, which would have been kind of cool. A cool thing if they had that.
Raise the stakes of like why these people are so dangerous, but they had to do better fight choreography and better fight scenes and better story structure. The story is terrible.
I would like to see a Mortal Kombat movie where everybody is already a fighter.
Yeah.
And they have to just teach them how to act as opposed to getting actors and teaching them how to fight.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then you're actually legit watching like The Raid meets Mortal Kombat.
You know what I wrote in my note? In my note. I only made one single note for this podcast. I wrote
Kombat spelled with a K.
I wrote in my notes this: if the guys that did the 2 Raid movies and The Night Comes for Us, which is the Netflix movie, if those guys got a handle on this Mortal Kombat franchise, awesome.
Yeah,
it would be awesome.
Yeah, I think it would be really cool. I think and that's the thing we talked about when we did martial arts.
Yeah,
back in March, we talked about how like there are spectacle shows, and if you have people who don't know how to do the spectacles, they're kind of boring to watch. You know?
Yeah.
I agree.
It's like watching a magician, like a show, like a live show of magicians, and like, oh, I've never been a magician before, and you're just watching. You're like, it's all about how good of a magician you are, not
right. Yeah.
Well, it's like watching, like you put it in a movie, like Jim Carrey plays a magician in a movie. We know he's not a real magician, so we're not buying it. So we're not like wowed by it. It's the same way with this kind of. Is that how we're kind of talking?
Yeah.
Or does that sound completely stupid?
No, I know. I'm talking about in real life.
You're talking about Burt Wonderstone?
Yeah, you're talking about Burt Wonderstone, and I'm talking about real life.
Oh my god! The look Hanto gave me as he asked me that, I felt like the stupidest person in the world.
And that's where the show ends.
Never mind everything I said. I tried to join in. All right, so that's Mortal Kombat. So we're gonna do Video Game Month. Next episode is going to be the 2001 thriller Tomb Raider. And we have the next few months lined up just to get you guys pumped. And in February, we are spotlighting Denzel Washington, doing a few of his movies. And then in March, we're bringing back martial arts. And then we have a few ideas coming up, too. A few new things
Yeah,
we're
got to iron out the details.
Yeah. So join us next episode for Tomb Raider. This is Matt's pick. Matt loves this movie.
No, I do not love this movie.
Loves this movie.
But I love this game franchise.
He does. Matt will be our expert
He loves
advisor.
this movie.
So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We love doing them. If you have any requests, please let us know. You can hit us up on Facebook. You can email us at
cinemacultpodcast@gmail.com.
And you can find us on Spotify now. You can find us on iTunes.
Episodes are still being uploaded. Just taking some time. I had a goal for New Year, but it's still taking some time.
No, you're good. A lot of them are up there now.
Oh, yeah. But that was like, I feel like you had that goal and you had like 5 days to do it.
That's true. Yeah, it's just taking
that was a lot, like a really short amount of time. When you said that, I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, and to add a last thing that we're doing too, I didn't mean to cut you off, but last thing we're doing too is we're going to try to do a video episode every month to accompany our themes.
Yeah, so look for our episode this month. We haven't filmed it yet.
But it'll be us just playing some video games, talking about Tomb Raider, Mortal Kombat, and
Matt's favorite movie, Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
My favoriteest movie.
But if you haven't seen it, we did do an episode back in December, and it was our top 5 holiday movies.
Yeah.
Very proud of that episode.
I'm very happy with it.
That came out very well. So if you want to see what we look like in front of a fire pit.
I think for February, we're also aiming for a best of 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Yeah, I forgot that is coming, which is a weird year. But
yeah, we'll figure it out.
It'll just be a shortened, instead
top
of our
5.
top 10, it'll probably be like a top 3 or top 5 favorites.
Yeah, it's impossible to find movies that, I mean, the theater movies. Nobody went to theater.
Yeah, I think we'd have a much tighter top 3 or 5 than we would have 10.
Also, I don't think we ever uploaded the video portion of our last year's top best of.
Yeah.
Do we want to do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I'd be down to that, and we can do because we also have our decade in review.
We have a decade in review I'd like to release as well.
We did our that we never released. That one, which still I mean, because 2020 was
that's the one I was referring to.
Oh, is that the one you're talking about? Okay. Yeah, I didn't think we did a video of our year in review. It was the decade.
I can't
remember.
remember.
So
we did a decade in review episode, and because 2020 was the shit show that it was.
Let's remind
you
us
can still get away with posting it and be like, because nothing really came out this year.
Yeah, let's look back and reflect on the happier times.
Yeah. So we got so much coming up. Honestly, this could be talked about off podcast. I would like to do a Valentine's Day episode. We haven't done something out of our range in a while.
Matthew McConaughey.
It doesn't have to be Matthew McConaughey. We can do a good one.
We
can do a good
or
one.
redo of Valentine.
Well, I am reading
Ghost.
Oh, G-Host.
Ooh, I would do Ghost now. Okay,
G-Host.
I think we're gonna end up doing Ghost.
Peaceways.
What?
P. Swayze.
What are you saying?
All right, I'm done with this. Thank you so
And
much for
D.
listening.
Moore.
I'm Chris.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Honto.
We'll see you next time.
You made her a badass. And
Do
then,
gender reversal, and he's taking Johnny Cage away, and Johnny Cage is screaming.
Yeah,
or
pulling by the
she's
hair.
taking Shang Tsung. Oh my god.
Shang Tsung? Shang Tsung?
Hold on. I can't fucking. Is it Shang Tsung?
Shang Tsung.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Or like do a reverse where she's grabbing Shang Tsung by the hair.
Matt does not know how to say his name.
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
I keep reversing it.
Like
I
I
know
sung
his
the,
name.
sung the song.
I've said this man's name a million times in my life.
Yeah.
And like for some reason we're doing a podcast on it, and I'm all morbidly mouth.
Was that beads?
Forget it,
What
the
is
joke's gone.
what's the art beads you're talking about?
Yeah,
earlier?
I'm all fused beads.
I'm all fused beads right now.
3, 2, 1.